I don't know. I think we got music before we got whoever did the first like.
Oh, really?
I think we got music. I think we got.
Music beat Bill?
I think we got right past Bill. I think we snuck past
I
him.
think we did.
I think.
Music was on when they opened the doors?
Yeah, it was comes in. Pardon me, Bill. I got to really get into the gym. That's really, really funny. All right, let's get out of here.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning. I understand the music beat you all here this morning. Things that make you go, Good morning, everybody. Take a couple of minutes and say hello to each other. Pass out the donuts and tea. I heard Waz helped set up this morning. Waz was working the folding chairs. Thank you, Waz. Good morning. Exception. Good morning, exceptionally exceptional. Good morning. Derek Anderson, Cat Meowzilla. Good morning, everybody. The Tao, T-A-O, the Tao, is in the middle. It's the place where there is no energy pushing in either direction. Sounds like a balanced place to be. That sounds like a balanced place to be. Give me a couple of people agree with that one. That sounds like nothing pushing in any direction. Sounds like you're floating. Good morning. I have another really good quote this morning. These all come from the book, The Untethered Soul. The Untethered Soul. Good morning. You should be experiencing the life that's happening to you, not the one you wish was happening. Don't waste a moment of life trying to make other things happen. Appreciate the moments you are given. Just like appreciate that we can be at tea in the morning. We are some blessed people to be able to be doing this together compared to so many other things that we could be experiencing. Good morning. Double taps and some likes are in order. The old double taparoo, please. Give me the old double taparoo. Good morning, Nerdy. Good morning, Jesse James. Joe D's, good morning. Zoo City. On the impulse sealer, look up American International Electric. The thing that you care about on the impulse sealer is how wide the seal is. Do you want like a little 2 millimeter thick wide, a 5 or a 10? So that's the thing on a sealer. American International Electric. Let's see, where is it? It's the width of the sealer right here that I care about. I stopped using the real thin ones and I started using this one. That gives me a nice thick seal both for my fruit bags and my spawn bags. And then you can also cut it right down the center and separate two sides and still have both sides sealed. You're welcome. Good morning, Melody and Cleanie. And Jesus Christ, good morning. Good morning, Pacers. Gosh, those Indiana Pacers, they sure look good. You guys got that going on. Thank you, Neff. You're welcome, Pacers. Good morning. Oh, the Knicks too. They're playing some real good basketball. Good morning. Dallas Mavericks get the first pick in the NBA draft. Think they're going to keep it and go get Cooper Flag? That's what I'm thinking they're going to do. Good morning. Let's do a couple of rando facto mytho bustos this morning. And then we have an article to read. And then we have some Brene Brown to get into. Today I'll be wanting to be finished up by 10 o'clock because I have somebody coming over on an appointment situation today. So we'll be shooting for about a 10 o'clock stopperoo today. Okay. Yeah, let me mention first this weekend, garage sale. Somebody should have told Pops what a bad weekend it is to do garage sales. Mother's Day? Mother's Day? Mother's Day weekend? Not that many people were out on Mother's Day weekend looking for a lamp without a shade on it. No, we just didn't have that many. And so be it. It was really neat to meet. Yeah, Rodman, I hadn't thought of it either. It was a beautiful weather weekend, but traffic was taking care of moms. We did get the pleasure, the absolute pleasure, I mean this, to meet Dando and that too, Niffy. But to meet Dando in person was really it was neat. What a nice, handsome, what a nice man. And he spent some time here hanging out with us. And even though I tried to give him a bunch of stuff, I saw him slip Brock a couple of dollars here and there.
I stole his money.
Yeah, you took it, didn't you?
I took it.
Yeah.
I stole his money.
I was like, no, we don't take. There was something shady going on between Brock and Dando. Shady to the good, but they were trying to do some stuff behind my back. Okay. We got a good chance to see Badgie. I hadn't seen Badgie in a little while. That's right, Dando. You're so sweet. Thank you, Dando, for coming by and meeting us. Thank you. Jesus Christ, I got rid of all of those back when I got a divorce. I only needed porn when I was married. That's the only time I really bothered with porn. Yeah, when I'm married. But after I got divorced 17 years ago now, no, I didn't. I was okay. So does that tell you that the marriage looked good? Does that say what kind of a marriage were you in, Pops? Yeah, it was, I used to call it a dry stick of a marriage. Very gray. Very gray. No black, no white. It was just crusty old marriage. Jesus Christ. She didn't take him, Jesus. Oh, those. Have a good day, Melody. All right, Pops, that's enough out of you. Moths are attracted to fire. Moths are attracted to fire. Did you know that? Moths, used to watch a lot of TV. Moths are attracted to fire because they think it's the sun. Is that true? Okay, they're attracted to light because they think it's the sun. True or false? You guys are all good smarty pantsers if you said that it's false. It's false. The reason that moths act strange near bright lights, fire and lights, is because it makes them disoriented and not because they think it's the sun. How do they know that? How do you know what a moth's thinking? Vegas, here's one of those randos that, how do they know? Who's reading moth mind? How do we know that that's the reason? Matthew, that could be it right there. Maybe they're getting a buzz. But when I read these, I'm like, oh, okay. And then after I say okay for a minute, I'm like, how do they know? I'm not sure I don't know. The moth whisperer. A blue whale. A blue whale. How about this one? A blue whale can swallow a car. True or false? Blue whale, they're gigantic. Boom. It could swallow a whole car. Not a big car. It'd have to be kind of a smaller car. Is that true or false? What do you guys think? No. No. While a blue whale is absolutely massive, wait for it, its throat is only big enough to swallow a beach ball. No cars. No cars, okay? They could swallow perhaps a beach ball. Cats cannot drink milk. True or false? Cats cannot drink milk. Shouldn't be drinking milk. True or false? Somebody named Catzilla should get it right. So cats can drink milk. The answer is yes, they can. However, cats are lactose intolerant. And see, Kim knows they can but shouldn't. Cats are lactose intolerant, and it's extremely dangerous for them to drink milk. So the answer is yes, they can, but no, they shouldn't. Okay? But yes, they shouldn't. Yeah, like that. The longest animal is the blue whale. True or false? Longest animal, blue whale. True or false? I'm making you guys think this morning. Is that true or is that false? I'm mixing them around. They're not all true, they're not all false. I'm giving you a few of each. The longest animal is not a blue whale. Sorry. Now this one bugs me, the answer. It's a trick answer. Is a worm an animal? Give me 5 people. Is a worm an animal, yes or no? I guess it's on the animal taxonomy table, right? So it has to be considered yes. I always think animal has to have fur on it, but that's not so. Okay, so a worm is an animal. The longest animal is the bootlace worm. The longest one ever found. The longest one ever found, 180 feet long. 180 feet long. That's more than half a football field. One worm. Where's it? How does it get by? What, do you know how hard it would be to dig through the earth 180 feet of you? That's like creepy. It's nearly, that 180 foot long one is nearly double the length of a blue whale. So I guess blue whales get up to 70 feet. Those are big. How do you like that? Humans are the only animals to experience menopause. True or false? Humans are the only animals to experience menopause. Is this a true statement? All the girls are saying true and the boys are saying false. The answer is false. But here's another one. Help me understand this one, Melody. How do they know? How do they know this one? Killer whales can also experience menopause. How do they know? Who's asking a killer whale, hey, how you feeling? Hey, you seem to be getting a little flashy there. How do they know? How do you know, though? Even in captivity, Tropic, what do they act different? Do they, all of a sudden, she reaches a certain age? I don't get it. Wolves, when they're howling, it's not at the moon. Is that true or false? Is that true or false? Wolves, when they howl, it's not at the moon. Oh, you guys made me see, this is an easy one, huh? You're absolutely right. It's true. Wolves howl to communicate with other wolves. The reason they do this at night is because they're nocturnal animals. And they howl upwards because it helps them project the sound further. How do they know? What is this? And how do they know morning? How did the wolf figure it out? If I crank my head up and howl, the pack's more likely to hear me than if I turn my head sideways. Evolution? Perhaps it's evolution. Sharks have to keep moving or they will die. True or false? Sharks, they have to keep moving or they will die. Is that true or is that false? I've heard that a million times, you guys. I've heard that a million times that that's true. According to Mirando Facto, it's false. Sharks actually stop moving when they're sleeping. The ocean currents may move them around, but they're not consciously moving themselves. How do they know? The only way a shark can track you is if you're bleeding in the water. They sense the blood, and that's why they come to you. Of course, that's one of the reasons. But in fact, sharks can track you from just being in the water. Just the fact that you're in the water, Joe Dees knows it. They can feel the vibration. Their senses are so tuned to the ocean that they can detect when something is interrupting the flow of the ocean current. That's a killing machine, huh? What a killing machine. You get anywhere near me, baby, I can feel it. I don't even have to see you. Okay, but I feel you. Hammerheads are the best at it, nerdy? That's really cool. Peacocks, first of all, this is interesting. There really is no such group as a peacock. Did you know that? I was reading this just the other day. The species is called peafowl. It's a peafowl. And the males are the peacocks, and the females are peahens. But the group themselves are called peafowl. That's right, Justin. So the males, they use their tail to impress the females. True or false? True or false? I like peacocks too, but boy, do they get loud when there's a lot of them. Peacocks, they use their tails to impress the females. Sounds true. I'm catching a lot of you. The peacock does not use its tail to impress the female. He uses his tail to intimidate predators. That's right, Shy. He's like, get out of here. I'm gonna blind you. Get out of here. Okay. The rest of the time, they're just dragging that thing around with them. So that's pretty interesting. One more. Let's get a couple more. One or two more. Only humans hold funerals for their dead. True or false? Only humans hold funerals for their dead. Crows do too? I didn't know that. Kenneth's correct though. Elephants do. Elephants bury their dead and mourn other elephants. That is crazy. How big a hole does an elephant have to dig to bury the other elephant? And how sad. And then they mourn them. It's common for an elephant to experience depression after the loss of a loved one. Sounds like it's time for a shroom, Jumbo. I think they mourn for a long time. What a neat thing. I know animals mourn, I know that. I've had a pair and one's gone, and the other one's just like in a deep, dark depression for a while. But I never saw it go scratch a hole, bury it, and put on a gravestone. I never saw that before. So I guess elephants do that. Well, let's get our list going for names for the end of the week drawing. We're gonna give some stuff like we have the last couple of weeks. Give me a number between 1 and 25. Excuse me, 1 and 25. Give me a number between 1 and 25. Shy, kill the game. Shy got it. Shy, you're in the game. You're on the board for Friday. Shy said 18, and by golly, by 18, he was right. It's an 18. Good job, Shy. Glad to hear you got your truck back, that whole adventure. So we're gonna do the same thing that we've done the last 2 weeks, where we get names. Excuse me. We'll put on the list, right? And then at the end of the week, we'll do a big spin, 2 or 3 big spins, and give away big packages. So I know, Shy, it's been a minute, right? Last time I tried to send Shy something, it took three months. I mean, I mailed it the next day. He gave me his address. 3 months later, he got it. That was a frustrating one. I'm still waiting for something to come back that I sent to Anthony Thornton. I wish I could get that back. Okay. It's on its way, according to the mail people. Yeah. Listen real quick. A thought. Let me give you guys a thought here now that we're talking about mail for a second. If Pops sends you something, whether it's an order or a gift, either one, order or a gift, and you haven't received it in a timely fashion, I'm going to make a strong suggestion. Don't go down to the post office and file a claim for the missing box. Don't do that. Okay? I know it's frustrating. I know you want to know where it is. Even if the post office made a mistake, delivered it to the wrong house, don't go and don't go down there and file a claim. Just don't do that. Here's what I would prefer. Just reach out to me and say I didn't get it, and we'll fade the heat over here and send you more. Okay, we'll figure it out. But we don't want to go knock on the man's door and say, hey, did you guys find that package that you opened and it's been in the back room waiting for me to come in here and make a claim? Do you guys have it? Because here I am. Okay. It was done last week, fellow. Not one of us here regulars. But it was, yeah, he writes to me, he goes, Pops, I'm so frustrated because I found out that the mailman made the delivery to the wrong address. So I went down there and I filed a claim. Don't do that. We'll figure it out. Okay? Because the guy that's fading the heat is really the guy that mailed it. Okay? I'm the guy that they're going to be like, you're just receiving something and you have complete deniability at your end. Okay, you can say I have no idea what this, why, how come. Yes, you can keep it, whatever. But you're calling attention is a sincerely bad thing to do. Okay, don't do that. Give me another number between 1 and 50. Go, go, go. Give me a number between 1 and 50. Let's get another person's name on the board. Okay, thank you, EMT. Give me a number between 1 and 50. There's sure a lot of 33s out there this morning. It's not 33. That's sort of a hint, though. Dando, good job, Dan. Dan, you're on the board. 32 was the number. Dan, 32. Good job. Makes sense, too. All you have to do is come to Pops' garage sales, and it makes it a lot easier to guess the numbers. Okay? All of a sudden, you become a number expert. Dan, you're on for Friday's giveaways. Thank you. Very, very, very nice guy, you guys. Okay? That was hilarious. If you guys saw our IG picture. Wait, let me show you. I was trying to figure out from my IG picture. This is Dan with Pops. Dan grabbed a fan and he said, hey, Pops, I'm your number one fan. That's pretty funny. Okay. That's on IG. You guys can see it a little clearer. Okay. He said, Pops, I'm your number one fan. I said, we got to take a picture of that, buddy. Okay. Have a good day, Dan. Okay, I'm going to start an article today. We might not finish it today, but I'm going to get it started. Okay. Spiritual health practitioners. They'll be referred to as SHPs. A lot of us here are spiritual health practitioners. Did you know that? We might not have a license, we might not have a degree, but we practice it. Spiritual health practitioners. Do any of you consider yourself at least a budding SHP? I'm not saying I'm the top of the heap, but I'm learning how to be a spiritual health practitioner, right? It's kind of neat to be able to see yourself that way. It's way away from shaman, where I'm not doing shaman stuff, but practicing spiritual health and perhaps helping others. They did a survey, a big research situation, okay? Spiritual health practitioners reveal key motivations in psychedelic assisted therapy practice. This is the reason people like myself and or you yourselves, these are some of the reasons that we decide to practice spiritual health or become a spiritual health practitioner. Okay? And don't think you're taking on airs if you call yourself that. I think every one of us are there at some point, especially if we're at least trying to work on the 4 agreements. You're practicing spiritual health. The 4 key reasons given by people because they wanted to be or are spiritual health practitioners. Number 1, personal experiences. You've had personal experiences. Number 2, motivation to facilitate. You're motivated to facilitate. Number 3, you're identifying gaps in awareness. Number 4, you're addressing areas for growth. Let's hit personal experience for just a second. What experiences with psychedelics or other non-ordinary states of consciousness am I bringing into training? What beliefs, values, or frameworks influence how I interpret these experiences? Okay?
Okay.
What's funny about that?
No, I'm loving it. I'm thinking about all of my experiences and like what I would bring into a therapeutic sense.
Yeah.
You know, like, because I've got some crazy experiences, but I've got some beautiful experiences.
And all of them count.
You know?
The findings shed light on the deeply personal nature of facilitator engagement in psychedelic care. Everybody saying hi to you, Brock.
Hey, guys.
And they introduce novel training approaches aimed at improving therapeutic outcomes. As psychedelic treatments gain traction for conditions like treatment-resistant depression, PTSD, and existential distress among cancer patients, understanding what motivates practitioners has become increasingly crucial. Does this sound like something a little interesting to you? Should we cover this today and tomorrow? Give me 5 people. We're going to talk about this.
1.
You're okay. We got 1. Okay, you count for 2. All right. The qualitative. Okay, that sounds good, you guys. I'm gonna cover this article today and tomorrow. Okay. The qualitative study led by Doctors Caroline Peacock and Deanna Kaplan and colleagues of the Emory Center for Psychedelics and Spirituality highlights the substantial role that personal psychedelic experiences play in drawing healthcare chaplains to this emerging practice area. I like that too. Spiritual health practitioners and healthcare chaplains. This research addresses fundamental questions about best practices in facilitator training that had been largely unexplored until now, says Dr. Kaplan, the corresponding author an associate professor at Emory University. We found that personal experiences with psychedelics often serve as a catalyst for chaplains entering the field. The degree to which this work is deeply personal for facilitators presents unique benefits and potential challenges in therapeutic contexts. I can speak to this one here. This is the one that got me all excited and made me start a YouTube channel. My personal experiences. Personal experience as a primary motivator. The study led by Dr. Carolyn Peacock examined 15 spiritual health practitioners with experience facilitating legal psychedelic sessions. Researchers identified two overarching themes: initial motivations for entering the field and ongoing sources of meaning that sustain the practitioner's commitment to the work. Notably, the most frequently cited initial motivation was the practitioner's own healing experiences with psychedelics. One participant described finding unexpected relief from chronic pain. Through this work, I was able to release it. I started to feel better in every way. Others reported transformative spiritual experiences that fundamentally altered their worldview and vocational trajectory. Fundamentally altered my worldview. I used to not hug trees. And I thought tree huggers, I get it, but go make a buck. These findings raise intriguing questions about the relationship between personal experience and therapeutic effectiveness. Could firsthand knowledge of altered states of consciousness enhance a practitioner's ability to support others through similar experiences? How might training programs acknowledge personal experience while ensuring objective, patient-centered care? There's a double-edged sword of personal experience. The study reveals a potential tension in psychedelic facilitation practice. On the one hand, experiential knowledge equips practitioners with invaluable insight into the unique phenomenology of psychedelic journeys, what actually happens. On the other hand, personal experiences can also introduce biases that influence clinical objectivity. I'm already bringing a supported bias to that therapeutic context. SHPs that's a spiritual health practitioner, who have experienced personal healing through psychedelics, often describe a deep sense of meaning in guiding others through similar processes, Dr. Kaplan explains. However, this raises the risk of what we call experiential encapsulation, assuming one's own psychedelic experiences and interpretive frameworks are universally applicable. So my personal experience becomes the framework for what I'm talking about with you or with the person I'm practicing with. Yet there's a lot more in the field of practice available besides my personal experience. This concept parallels cultural encapsulation, where clinicians unconsciously impose their own cultural frameworks on diverse clients. In the psychedelic context, practitioners might similarly project their expectations onto patients whose experiences differ significantly from their own. This is what you should expect to experience. because that's what I experienced. You can see where it's a double-edged sword, right? I'm going to read another chapter and another couple of paragraphs in this, and I think we won't do Brene Brown today, because I have about 14 minutes left to hang out with you guys today. So let me just read a little bit more of this. Give me 5 people to say, I'm down with that, Pops. And we'll pick up our emotion training, talking about our emotions and the other things that Brene Brown is so good at. We'll be talking about those tomorrow, okay? Rather than break away from this and only get a few minutes in the other reading. Thank you, guys. Thanks. That's us. We're the most flexible group of all. That's one of the things I think I've experienced with this group of travelers. Major flexibility. Incredible flexibility, and I mean that. Many times you start groups and stuff, you get rules, you get people that are, no, that's not fair. You get all of this just rigidness. And that is just not what we do. I love it. Okay? That's good. What Curry just said, rather see a tree grow or a knee grow. What? No, wait a minute. I probably shouldn't have said that. I was thinking a knee bow. Sorry about that. That was bad. Okay. No. I meant bend a knee is what I meant. That's what I thought he was saying. And then as soon as I read it out loud, I was like, Jesus Christ in Australia. Okay. No take backs. I can take it back. Okay. A novel approach to facilitator training. He got me, Mr. 420. Okay, he got me. I was thinking bend a knee right when until I read it out loud. I apologize sincerely. Egg on the face, but I don't take it personal. The research team introduces a structured self-literacy reflection exercise designed to help psychedelic facilitators develop awareness of their motivations. See, that's what I thought I was saying, Classic. That's exactly what I thought I was saying, and then when I read it out loud, so the research team introduced a structured self-literacy reflection exercise designed to help psychedelic facilitators develop awareness of their motivations and what they may be likely to overlook as a result of their personal experience. The exercise guides practitioners through exploration of 4 areas: personal experience, motivations to facilitate, identifying gaps in awareness, and addressing areas for growth. Those are our 4 categories. We found that training models from the Association for Clinical Pastoral Education, which emphasize self-literacy and reflective learning, offer valuable frameworks for psychedelic facilitator training across disciplines, notes Dr. Peacock, who is a trained psychedelic assisted therapy facilitator and the Director of Care Transformation for Emory Spiritual Health. These approaches help practitioners balance the value of personal experience with the need for clinical objectivity. The reflective exercise poses questions like, what experiences with psychedelic am I bringing into training? Questions like, what might I be likely to miss given my experiences and my motivations? Such questions aim to enhance the facilitator's effectiveness by increasing his awareness of potential bias. I think that's the biggest message that I'm taking away so far from all of the paper so far. And I feel like I've probably done that myself. It's easy to introduce your personal bias and not have clinical objectivity as much as we would really need. The last couple of years someone would write to me, what does this strain do? And then I think about it, oh, well, that one makes me giggle more. And it's like, I have a giggly time. And this one, what's that one? Oh, well, that one makes me reflective, meditative. I might feel slightly different experiences from different strains. I've had that. But then when I tell somebody else, oh, well, this is what you should, it isn't always true at all. So I, in the last couple of years, have gone to, I can't tell you how it will impact you, but I can tell you how it has impacted me. So I can still give you my experience without giving it in the framework of an expectation. In other words, this is what you should expect. And it took me quite a while to get to that point because, again, we have egos. We want to tell everybody everything. And we're so pumped up about this situation and the positivities of it that we need to remember that it's a personal experience. Implications for an emerging field. As legal frameworks for supervised psychedelics use expand in states like Oregon and Colorado, and with FDA approval of certain psychedelic compounds already on the horizon, optimizing facilitator training has become increasingly urgent. Here's another place my mind is changing in the last year or so. I was dead set against facilitator-assisted experiences. I really was. I was like, you can have an experience by yourself or in a group of non-facilitators, quote unquote, and have amazing results, which is still true. Absolutely. But I realized my scare or my bias against facilitators wasn't based on what they brought to the table and the experience and how they can help a patient, quote unquote. My bias was against they're charging you for it. And it wasn't just a little bit of money. When they first started introducing facilitator-assisted experiencing, you're talking $2,500 a shot. And that, I think, was what was turning me off to this whole facilitator thing. And I didn't give it a chance to actually understand there's a lot of advantages to facilitating as well. It's just you don't want to be ripping people off, right? Because that's the exact opposite of where I want to go with all of this. Where I found out it was different was at a Mush Fest, one of our first Mush Festas. And there were a group of us, like-minded, and taking this a little bit of that each. We were facilitating each other. Give me 5 people that understand that get that. We were facilitators in that setting, in that setting. And we weren't charging anybody for it. As a matter of fact, if you remember, there was a dose table that had more stuff on it that you could possibly imagine. All free, all brought by different people, different facilitators, all bringing it to the weekend. So my mind is changing about facilitating. I just caution at every point, every level, every turn. Right, Shanti? At every turn, I caution to keep the green stuff out of it. I mean, by green, I mean money. I can tell you money getting into anything is going to pervert it. Not because we're bad, but because we're human. And we were taught a value system. And that value system sure included money. I mean, it included money. And then it started including driving BMWs. And then it started including 3,000 square foot houses, and you basically live on the couch. So the best I can do, and my qualifier always is the small amount that I'm asking for. I can tell the truth to you guys. It does not cover my costs. It doesn't. And that's not a woe is me. That's my choice. That's how I decide to do it. If I wanted to, I could go be, who's that one guy that wears a mask all the time? Patreons, making $6,000-$7,000 a month Patreoning with a mask. Pops, why don't you Patreon? Pops, we haven't monetized YouTube for 1 second. Never once. Can't do it. And I'm not trying to hold myself up as like some paragon of virtue. I have to watch my slippery slope. I have to watch my slippery slope. Get it? Especially with my background. My background was, I wanted more donations every Sunday. Do you know that at that level, when there's church group and you belong to a denomination, you have to report to the big shots upstairs how many people attended and how much money you made that Sunday. How do you think Pop used that? This is back in the day. This is what I valued. Was it about the souls I was helping? Or was it about how big was my number? And then I'd compare my number to the other guys that were reporting. Those are Monday morning phone calls. Competto. You guys notice how I was number one again this week? Frickin' gross, Sniffy. And that's what they do. Been there. How many did you have at your altar call? How big was your sack this week? Money's not the root of all evil, Bill. It's not. It's the desire of it. It's the desire for it and the things you'll do to get it. Almost done for today. We'll pick this article back up tomorrow. We're all facilitators. Picture yourself that way. And then find out how much do you need to charge to be that? How much do you have to put in your pocket to make this worth your while? And if you can answer, not very much, and you find that your motives are because of your experiences, and we're also going to see some new motivations, because you want to help people. Because your awareness changed. Good stuff so far? Give me 5 people that say good stuff so far. Good stuff so far, so far, so far. We'll pick up the rest of this tomorrow. Okay? You've always heard Pop's preaching. You absolutely hear him preaching. Stay away from the money part of this. If you have to, you certainly should break even. You shouldn't go into the poorhouse. But you shouldn't be charging $2,500 for a facilitational situational. Okay? Just don't do that, you know? Out there, ounces go for easily 150, 180. What if we could do it for about half less than that or more? And you don't have to. You could charge full tilt boogie. You could. Because the guy next door's doing it. But he's putting a lot in his pocket. Give me a number between 1 and 50. Go. Go. I love that, Michael Patterson. You exhibit that all the time. Give me a number between 1 and 50. It might be a number you heard before today. It just might be a number you heard before today. Today. It might be it might be a repeat number. It just might. Joe D's. Joe was paying attention in class. 32. 32. Good job, Joe. 32. Joe, you're on the 32. Joe, you're on the list for this weekend, for this week. Okay? Shy and Dando and Joe D. You guys are all on the list for the spin for this week. Okay? So we'll pick that back up tomorrow. Guys, go have a great day. I love you very, very much. I mean that. Like, I was looking forward to this morning and starting to talk about this article and some of these other things. Stephen Mueller, here from Germany. Good morning, Stephen, from Germany. Mueller, thank you for stopping in. I'm going to scroll you guys out of here now. Kimberly and Stephen and Joe D's in the Waz and Taco and Mr. 420 and Billy D and Clean Grow, Cleany, and Melody, Dawn, and Hags. Have a great day. Taco and Jesus Christ. Herbie Von Werbs, EMT, Joe D's, Billy D, Cat Meowzilla, Nippy the Mama, Shy Rodmond, Jesus Christ and Cleany, you two, Michael Shanti Patterson. Love it when he's here. Melody, Trenty, the Trenterson, Captain Obvious and Kenneth, Mushmouth, good morning. Will, Tribal Science and Derek Anderson and Don Fike and Jolie and Pilar and Ishmael Barraza Villegas. Deborah, nice to see you. I saw your post. A whole brain in your hand. Calico Kid and Glassic and Notorious and Sarah Bear. Sarah I haven't seen in a minute. Justin and Jimmy Max and Nerdy. Jesus Christ, Laura, please, please, please have a divine day. Nipper and Summer Weed, you're a sweetie online. IG, you're a sweetheart. Green Table and Derek, Pops, peace, love, 4 things. Be impeccable. Don't take things personal. Don't have expectations. And do your best. See you guys tomorrow.